And hi everybody, John Daly here. Let's talk about what's been going on and not going on in politics this past week. First, Trump's tweets and attacks on the judiciary, his daughter's retail distributors, and anyone who opposes him, it's actually hurting the country. Now, we're not focusing on the problems and the solutions. Telling him to stop is not going to work. Now, telling Congress to get back to work might actually help. However, Congress has done a great job of really doing nothing over the last 8 years. Democrats have only added to this by doing all-night filibusters on cabinet nominees that will get approved anyway. So I say to them, make your objections, then move on. Please, we're all waiting. Still, this current nonsense all starts with President Trump. Trump has failed us in that he has told us he was going to run the country like a business. Actually, he is running it like a reality TV show with scripted chaos. Let's get him back on track. Let's make him be the businessman he says he is. How do we do that? Easy. We tell him the solutions we want solved. Think about it. That's what good businesses do. They see problems and they solve them for their customers. So here's what needs to be done. First and foremost, Congress needs to tackle tax reform. The idea of granting tax cuts first is absolutely ridiculous. We don't know what the tax rate is going to be until we get rid of the massive amounts of deductions and givebacks. Getting rid of these paybacks to the special interest should be used to encourage more widespread economic activity and job growth. Sure, the president and Congress are talking about it, and that is good. However, this needs to be done first. This is the foundation for everything else. Second, we need entitlement reform. Paul Ryan gets this. The president and the Democrats do not. We should ignore the AARP commercials that are protecting Social Security and Medicare. In these spots, Trump has said to a crowd, "You were made a promise." That promise in the next 5 to 10 years is going to dwarf the federal budget, which will diminish our military, while also forcing major tax increases, hurting the economy, and forcing us to devalue the dollar. Entitlement reform can be done without hurting the oldest and the most fragile among us. Is it a voucher program? Well, it might be. It might not, though. It might be raising the eligibility age. We don't know because we have not forcefully examined this issue. By the way, the Simpson-Bowles plan did, and yet both Republicans and Democrats shelved the idea. 3, Congress needs to repeal Citizens United and take out as much money as possible from the political process. Republican Ben Sasse from Nebraska said the other day that both political parties are so entwined in their special interest that the common good of the nation is never considered. He is absolutely right. Until we remove the campaign money that is legal bribery, then we will not get real solutions. Sure, this is a pipe dream, I know. 4, we need massive retraining of our workforce. This is what Trump should be emphasizing to those out-of-work workers in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Michigan. What is the structure of this? We don't know yet. It should include some tax dollars along with tax credits and private money. The good news is there are already plenty of online training programs available now, but we still have a deficit of skilled workers to fill skilled jobs. What we need is an incentive for workers to get this retraining. My fear is that many of the Trump voters, who are considered displaced workers, are sitting and waiting for their old factory jobs to come back. That isn't going to happen. 5, replacing and repealing Obamacare. I know Republicans said this should be the first thing. That is political rhetoric. Still, I am the first to agree that the ACA needs a massive overhaul. The problem is neither Republicans nor Democrats have the real solution. Republicans talk about it correctly. We need more free market and choice within the healthcare system. However, they will not look at the real solutions. I have documented them here many times on my blog. In short, we need to repeal the employer deduction for providing health care to employees, and we need to encourage employees to go out and get their own health insurance, not their employer's health insurance. This way you create more consumers, creating more competition in the market. In addition, you are freeing up more employees to move to other jobs with their own health insurance. It also entices some of these workers to create their own companies. It's that simple. Disclosure here. I am a spokesperson and a member of Liberty Health Share, a medical cost sharing ministry that is allowable under the Affordable Care Act. 6, a massive investment into infrastructure. Trump has this right. I think a lot of Democrats also have it right too. Where we need the fiscal Republicans is how to do it. There has to be a private-public partnership. We also need to have plenty of compliance so we don't have billions of dollars wasted. Now, if we did all these things, here is what will probably happen. The economy will grow. More jobs will be added. Revenues to the federal coffers will increase. The federal debt should drop. Does this sound impossible? Well, maybe, but there is enough research to show this work can be done. Again, read the Simpson-Bowles plan. Is it perfect? No, nothing is, but it is the best way we have had in a decade. Sadly, most of us want to snap our fingers, have an immediate solution. Simpson-Bowles plan is not that. It's a long-term plan that requires all facets of society to sacrifice. Some businesses and some wealthy people will have to pay higher taxes. Some young people are going to have to work hard to get themselves prepared for this new economy. Senior citizens are going to have to be smarter about their health care because there will be limited resources. I know many of you don't like this, but understand we have two major problems that we are facing today. We have an aging society, and we also have technology that is reducing salaries and job opportunities. Those problems aren't going away. We have ignored those problems over the last 20 years. We knew this was coming, and yet we allowed our leaders to continue to get elected without future thinking. Yes, we are the greatest country in the world, but we are squandering the blessings we have received because we have gotten fat and stupid. There is no reason that China should be competing with us economically, but they are. Why? Because they put a plan into place more than 30 years ago that they followed that has come to fruition. So while we sit there and root for either Trump, the Republicans, or the Democrats, our problems are left unsolved. Now it's your turn. Give me your comments. You can either give it to me here on informednotinflamed.com or if you want on my Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn pages. And don't forget to check out Health Share Radio, syndicated on radio stations around the country, talking about freedom in healthcare, and also Undercover Jet Setter on travel, food, wine, and golf. We'll catch you next time.